Perfect. Perfect. All right, so I'm talking today specifically if you're wondering why you're forgotten. And when I say forgotten, I'm talking about if you are consistently kind of looked over or considered last or not necessarily considered at all. It's because you're forgotten in a sense. And when you're forgotten, you don't really get prioritized. So what has to happen in this space? What needs to happen? You need to understand the real reason why people can't feel you. Okay? I always explain to women all the time, if you're going to be in community with people, you need to be in community with people who are in tune with you. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these likes and these gifts. It's because people are not in tune to you. When my best friend passed away, and you guys have heard me kind of talk about that just a little bit, but when my best friend passed away, I remember my other best friend saying people really need to know the heart of the people that they say they love. And the reason why she was saying that was because when my best friend passed away, I couldn't speak for almost a year and a half, literally. And I am a person who is very verbal, who is very vocal, who is very clear about, who she is, what she wants, what she's not going to deal with. And I could not speak. You talking about too stunned to speak? I was definitely too stunned to speak. And I could not speak in the manner in which I had for about a year and a half. And I didn't really talk to anyone during that time frame because I was in serious grief. And I remember my best friend would just send me, my best friend that was living and is living, she would send me messages just to say, I love you. She never got frustrated. She never got upset. She never got angry at the fact that I wasn't calling. I would text her back and say I love her too. And there were people who literally got upset with me because I just would not speak and I would not talk to them. But she understood the heart of myself and of me. And her understanding my heart, she knew that if I wasn't talking, then that means that I could not talk. That means that I could not verbalize where I was, what I felt, or what I needed at that point in time. And instead of her, judging me like many people will do, they will judge you instead of actually assessing or knowing your heart. She just comforted me. She was there for me. She was patient with me until I was ready to speak my pain. Okay? And this is her understanding me. This is her being in tune with me. This is her feeling me. And at the time, she was in Texas and I was in Tennessee when all of this was happening. Hey, lovey. But she could feel me from all those miles away. Enough to text me every day and say, I love you, along with all the other things that she had going on in her life. So hear me when I tell you, the reason why a lot of you are forgotten is because you are not felt. And if you are not felt, then that means that you did not create impact. Okay? Creating impact imprints on your mind, on your brain. When somebody does something to change your life, or when somebody makes a shift, or when somebody has such an impact on your life, it changes your brain. So you're forever imprinted. You forever have that imprinted on your mind. So you're going to feel that person. You're going to feel X, Y, and Z. And this happens even if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The reason why you will have conversations with people and you will say, I remember when you did X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. The other person may look you in the face and say, I don't remember doing that. And they could be being very genuine with saying, I don't remember doing that. Well, how is that? It's because you are the one with the emotional attachment to the memory, not them. That emotional attachment, that feeling that you had, or however that made you feel, what did it do? It impacted you and it imprinted on your brain. Okay? And because it imprinted on your brain, you feel it, which is why when you see that individual, you feel a certain type of way. It is the exact same thing. So a lot of women are forgotten by their partner, forgotten by their clients, forgotten even by their friends because we don't feel your essence. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the real reason why they can't feel you, okay? For those who are just joining and who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I am an energetics and identity mentor, and what I do specifically is I support my amazing clients, which are powerful women. So I guide powerful women to master their energy, to embody their true identity, okay? To magnetically attract success, intimacy, leadership, and influence without burning themselves out. A lot of the women that come to work with me, they've been able to attract some success. They've been able to attract, partners and intimacy and leadership and influence, but they haven't been able to do it without burning themselves out. They haven't been able to do it without burning both ends of the candle. They haven't been able to do it without stepping into the fullness of who they are, okay? And so I support women in reversing that. Because the truth of the matter is this: if you attract success, if you attract intimacy, if you attract leadership, if you attract influence or money, okay, and you attract it from a space that is not your true identity, you will not be able to sustain that. See, this is why I always tell people, be very careful about picking up all these manifestation tricks and tips and all these different things. Thank you for these likes and these follows. The reason why I tell you to be very, very careful with that is because, yes, you can call anything into your life experience. Truthfully, you're already doing it now. But the thing is are you calling in the things that are in alignment with you and with your design? And that's on your path. Or are you calling in things that you think you should be having based on programming that you've been given? Whether it's been from your parents, whether it's been from society, whether it's been from your friends, men, whatever. Okay? A lot of women are not very clear on what they want, which is why they're unable to make a good impression so that they can even create impact, because your energy is completely confused. So people can't pick up what you're really trying to put down. And so we're going to get to the bottom of that today. We're going to talk about this in a couple of different sections. So let's just get straight to it. This live, just so I can clear this up, this live is for a woman who is, I'm sorry, let me say this. This live isn't about clarity or content or picking the right offer. This live specifically is for the woman who has already built brilliance, okay? But she still doesn't necessarily feel fully recognized in rooms that she leads, or even in her home, or even in her friendships, or even in her relationship, okay? She appears to be very magnetic, but she second guesses herself in her messaging. She appears to be extremely powerful, but she code switches in her closest friend group because she doesn't want them to feel as if she thinks that she is better than them. That's a really big struggle for a lot of women who end up doing great things. You want to y'all don't just dumb yourself down for men. You'll dumb yourself down in friendships because you don't want them to feel as if you think that you are better than them or that you have changed. But the reality is that you have changed. And the longer that you wear that mask on your face trying to act like you didn't change, the faker you're going to come off. Energy is one of those things that you cannot mimic. Thank you, my love, for these likes, these gifts, and these comments. Energy is one of those things you can't fake. Men lie, women lie. Data can be skewed, and numbers can be crunched. See, all these things can be used against you, men, women, okay? Data can be skewed, numbers can be crunched. But see, energy though, is going to always tell on you. Energy can't be destroyed, it can only be transferred. That's why I always say men lie, women lie, numbers can be crunched, data can be skewed. But your energy will always tell the truth on you. You are not fooling anyone trying to dumb yourself down. You just look like a clown because you're not stepping in the fullness of who you are. It is not supporting you to dumb yourself down in relationships or dumb yourself down in friendships or anything like that. It's not supporting you to do that. If you feel like you need to do that, then you need to find a bigger room. The women, also, this live is for the woman who is wise. She has wisdom, but she feels like her full frequency It's too much to be chosen to be fully seen or fully received. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all holding yourselves back. I can't tell you how many conversations, hi Lovey. I can't tell you, hi from France. I can't tell you how many conversations that I have with women who hold themselves back, believing they don't want to get this amount of money. They don't want to do this. They want to do that because out of fear of being alone. Out of fear of being alone. That is pure insanity. It's pure insanity. When you align, and I'm telling you what I know from first-hand experience, and I'm telling you how I've been able to support my clients. When you align with your authentic feminine design, you come into the full authenticity of who you are, your light feminine, your dark feminine, all of these things, and you really, really tap into that. What you think you are losing in the current community that you have, or the people that are walking away from you, you gain so much. Me coming into the fullness of myself has allowed me to be able to create connections around the entire world. Women around the entire world. All because I made a decision to come up. I didn't leave my friends behind, because here's the truth of the matter. If you my friend regardless of whatever is really going on. You're really my friend. We like that. And if y'all are really like that, and y'all are really like-minded, then there should be nothing that will come and disrupt that friendship if you choose to ascend. But see, what a lot of women are finding out is not that, these people, you're finding out that the people you've been around is that you're really not like-minded. You really don't share the same values. And now that you are choosing something different, that is being revealed. And so I hear a lot of stories of women who are saying, like, they have all this wisdom and they feel like it's too much. I'm just going to be too much. Too much for who? Too much for people who only have cups in their hands? Of course, if you are a gallon and you are trying to pour into a cup, of course, you are going to be too much water for that cup. You're going to be too much water for that cup. You no longer can fit in a cup. So why do we keep trying? Go into spaces where people have buckets that can hold your gallons, because that's available to you, but you're too busy trying to pour into a cup. You're too busy and you're shrinking down your wisdom, shrinking down your power. And this particular woman, what she'll never say out loud but what her body truly knows is that she's grieving. There are a lot of women who are wearing the mask of high achiever, high performer, I make money, black girl magic, all this other foolishness. You're wearing the mask of this identity that's not truly who you are. And you are grieving because of that. Not necessarily for what's broken, but you're grieving for the years that you have continuously spent performing safety, like you have it all together, proving your brilliance, and protecting people from your magnitude. Why? Why? Why are we doing that? And then turn around and still hope that maybe, just maybe, there's a place that she doesn't have to collapse her power to be loved. This is what she's wondering behind closed doors. Okay? Where she doesn't have to split herself to be paid. And when I say split yourself, this is for the code switches in the room. This is for the people who feel like they can't operate in the fullness of their energy, their vernacular, their actual voice. These are for the ones who feel like they can't step into the space of that. It gets very tiring trying to split your personality to be one person here and to be a completely other person here. That's exhausting. She's wondering, will it ever get to a space where people will accept her for her and not actually the performance? A space where she doesn't have to explain her evolution before she's even allowed to lead into it. Some of you feel like you need to explain, that you're going to do something better for yourself. Why? I want women in this season to close their mouths about what they're going to do, because I'm going to tell you why you should close your mouth about what you're going to do. Number one, if you lack discernment, you definitely don't need to be speaking about what you're going to do. Number two, the second thing that's very, very important is going to be the fact that a lot of women, how can I say this? If you don't have discernment, because that's the key thing. If you don't have discernment to know that you don't need permission from human beings to do the things that you need to do for yourself. Okay? If you don't understand that, then we need to pause. We need to pause. Because what you're doing is you're searching and fishing for dopamine hits. See, when you tell somebody, girl, I'm about to start a business, you know what they finna do? Girl, that's so good, because entrepreneurship, girl, I couldn't do it. I applaud you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. See, you getting all these dopamine hits to your head when you ain't even did nothing yet. Girl, I'm finna start working out. Girl, that is so good. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't set up a plan. You ain't set up a meal plan. You ain't got an LLC. You ain't even went and got a business license. Close your mouth. Because you don't know how to discern, and you're checking for dopamine hits. You're fishing for compliments. You're fishing for reassurance. But see, when you are operating from the frequency that is within you, understanding the kingdom, you don't need reassurance, because when the Most High tell you to move, you move. And you have full faith when you move that the Most High gonna follow up just like that. Just like that. You don't need all these other things. The dopamine hits that women are seeking right now, it's the same thing of you fishing for a compliment. You don't think I look good in this dress? You don't think you look good in that dress. See, now you don't realize how you tell on yourself. Thank you for letting me know that you're insecure and you're fishing for compliments if I was a man and I was trying to lure you in, because that's exactly what I would hear. Thank you for letting me know that you are lacking attention, and so if I want to play with you, all I got to do is pull it back. Talking too much is what gets women in trouble all the time. And the main thing is because you don't know how to discern. And if you struggle with discernment, I implore you to tap the link in my bio and get the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint so you can learn how to discern. Because you're moving out here dangerously, and we are living in savage times. I told you in the beginning of the year that the word of the year is community. And I told you also to get them clout chasers out of your circle that are not replenishing what they're taking. Because I'm going to tell you something, y'all going to see something. This is the time for you to be building. I'm going to say this and I'm going to go to the next part. This is the time for you to be building strong community online and offline. This is the time for you to be building resources online and offline. You don't have time to be out here searching for dopamine hits when you barely know how to discern your next move. Silence is extremely powerful. Silence is a woman's superpower, a feminine woman's superpower. Don't confuse yourself. See, a lot of times we confuse ourselves. Don't confuse yourself. Silence is power. It is power. See, y'all think that the crazy part about it, let me just put you on game and show you how society then played the piss out of everybody with this mindset of, the toxic get back and the back and forth and the tit for tat. They have trained you to be vengeful. They have trained you to do tit for tat. They have trained you to get the last word. And they've done all of this training and programming through media, reality TV, social media, all these different type of things that they have used to be able to literally train your mind, train you to operate in that way. They've trained you to be vengeful, all while their society is being silent about their real plan. They're being silent about what they're really doing underneath. They're being silent about the things that they are setting up for you. They're being silent about how they finna start. I ain't even gonna give that. See, society taught you to do this back and forth while they sat back and watched you like the experiment that you are. Like the experiment that you are. You don't realize social media is an experiment. You don't realize that you are a walking experiment to see how you respond in certain scenarios when they set stuff up. Oh, just wait for 2026. See, I already told my community last night See, I already told the Sacred Feminine League last night what's really going on. And I gave them the full-fledged, the stuff that I can't stay on here. But y'all better wake up. They trained you to be one way, all while pimping and playing you by doing the complete opposite. Keeping power. Why? By being quiet about what they really doing. That's why they shutting everything down. That's why they shutting all these organizations and all this stuff down, so they can alert you. You don't need to know nothing. It's how they see you. You don't need to know what's going on until. Because then when it happens, I want to see how you act when it happens. Because they watching that too. So you might want to stop seeking these dopamine hits through compliments or false reassurance and become self-assured. Become very clear about who you are. Because if you don't, and I said this the other day on another live, the easiest to manipulate are the ones who are isolated, the ones who are not in community. See, y'all gonna be the easiest ones to manipulate. And you really need to get in core community. You really need to know what is it that you do well. You need to know these things. This is very important and very vital. Thank you, my love. Okay? So, let's go ahead and get into it. Because we're talking about why you're always forgotten. And you're always forgotten because you're not felt. So I'm going to talk to you today specifically. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, and these comments. I'm going to talk to you about the real reason why your clients, your partners, and your friends can't feel you. That's why you're forgettable. You're not felt. It's the same thing. Y'all got to look at it. All these formulas make perfect sense. Things don't sell because people don't feel like they need it. See what I'm saying? People don't buy stuff they don't feel like they need, or they don't feel like it's a value, or if it's in alignment where they're going. They have to feel you. Okay? So it's a lot. Okay? So let's get into it. So if you're new here, okay, or if you're here for a content plan, a niche decision, or more clarity, this is not going to be the live for you. I am here. If you're here, let me say this. If you're here to finally activate the version of you who moves money, who moves rooms, and who moves relationships by simply being present, then you are in the right place. I'm going to say that one more time. If you are here to finally activate the version of you who moves money, who moves rooms, and who moves relationships by simply being present, then you are in the proper place. Okay? So, but like I said, this is for the woman who is brilliant, but still kind of translating herself, booked, but collapsing, loved, in a sense, or she, people tell her they love her, but she still feels very unseen in her own vision. This is not what she considered for her life. Okay? So let's get into these power leaks and what this looks like. These power leaks and what they look like in business, what they look like in relationship, what they look like in regard to your nervous system, okay? So let's actually name them because I want you to see yourself here, okay? This is for the woman who is changing her bios weekly because she's not very clear on herself. This is the woman who works online and she's constantly shifting and changing and pivoting because she sees something different and she keeps shifting. This is a very clear sign that you are not rooted in what you do. The second thing is building multiple offers to avoid claiming one specific frequency, or having friends who love the old you but can't hold the now you. See, that's big. I'm going to say it again. Friends who love the old you but can't hold the now you. Because they're too busy thinking that you think that you're better. They're too busy thinking that you think you're a know-it-all. You think because you went and did this, then yada, 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 yada. Why are you still holding on to people who don't like you? See, let me tell you something. When you're constantly sitting on the frequency of fear, having anxiety all the time, of course you can have great conversations with your friends who have anxiety all the time. Nobody's coming up off the frequency of fear because anxiety is rooted in fear. Now, let me tell you something. Anxiety is rooted in two things. Let me help you out. If you've never realized it, let me put you on game. Anxiety is rooted in the fact that you can't control the outcome and you don't know it, or you don't know an outcome. Hello. Your anxiety is rooted in the fact that you can't control the outcome or you don't know the outcome. But this is why it is very important for you to be rooted in scripture. See, if you were rooted in the identity of who you truly are, you really wouldn't even be anxious, because you understand it's a spiritual violation for you to be anxious. And to be anxious basically means that you are overthinking, that you are worrying. Why are you worrying if your needs are met? Why are you worrying if the Most High is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory? That's what you say on Sunday, right? I'm just asking. That's what you love to say. Why is your life so bad if God is so good all of the time? Where is the reflection of the Most High in your life? See, when society and people don't want your God, is because they do not see the active work of kingdom in your life. That's why they don't want your God. They are not trying to run from God. They don't see it in your life, and that's all you talk about, but you ain't living what you talking. You living faithless. To be faithless is to lack belief. To lack belief is to worry. To worry weakens your immune system, which is why it tells you in scripture, do not worry, because it makes you sick. You ever think about little kids? When they get so worried, their stomach start hurting, they can't go to the bathroom? Dun, dun, dun. They turned into adults with IBS. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes and these comments. They turned into adults with IBS. Huh? You thought that was a joke? You thought it was a game? You gonna worry yourself sick? A lot of these phrases are not just phrases. Literally tells you in scripture that there's power of life and death in the tongue. Everything that I teach is rooted in scripture, backed up by science and backed up by psychology. The nerd in me loves to study scripture, and I love to study science because I like to understand how things truly work. And I've utilized these things to be able to lose over 100 pounds, because I used to be 100 pounds heavier. And then I also used it to be able to build a multi six-figure business. That's what I've been able to do by being honorable and obedient to scripture, understanding the science of myself, and studying the psychology of my lineage in order to not repeat the same mistakes that the women that came before me did. Not from a space of judgment, but from a space of elevation. I do it in honor of them, not to judge them or think I'm better than them. And see, that's what a lot of you do. A lot of you think that you are better than the women that came before you. You judge them. You judge them for staying in marriages and da-da-da-da-da-da. And they stayed in those spaces so you could become exactly who you are. But you think and you swear up and down, none of these things played a part or a role in you becoming the woman that you are. And they have. They have. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Like, they have. Let's also talk about another power leak. Partners who celebrate your ambition but don't mirror your vision. Hello. Partners who celebrate your ambition but don't mirror your vision. You are just choosing people because you don't want to be by yourself. Good evening, good night. I was having a conversation with someone this morning who's a friend of mine, and she was talking about how she's going to this event, right? Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. And she was saying she's going to the speed dating event. She was saying she really doesn't want to go. I'm the friend in my friend group. People come when they want solutions, and I'm also the friend in the friend group. People come when they want to talk about men, because they already know I got something lined up. So she's like, I don't know if I really want to go. I don't really want to do that. Because, it's going to be a whole bunch of women there. And I had to break it down for her because I want you to really think about this for a second, right? Let's just say that you're going into an event like this. See, and remember what I said in the beginning. This live is for the women. Let me go back because I don't want to misquotes, okay? If you are here to finally activate the version of yourself who moves money, rooms, and relationships by simply being present, then this is going to be the right place for you. So this is why I'm telling the story, okay? So she was saying, I don't really know if I want to go because it's going to be a whole bunch of women there. It's just going to be awkward, da-da-da. And I said, okay. So let's shift the perspective really quickly for about 5 minutes. Let's change this up real quick. So first and foremost, we're not going there to find somebody. See, that's the main problem with a lot of women wanting to go out. You should never be going out to find someone. You should be going out because that's what you want to do and you want to have a good time. And the good time is going to continue to keep you in a high vibrational state. Okay? And the idea of you having such a good time is going to put you and keep you in a high vibrational state to the point to where your energy and your confidence is going to radiate. And according to the law of radiation, see, that's why I tell you I be using science. See, I understand how I go. Attraction is science. Y'all be thinking it's, you got to look cute. You got to do. Attraction is science. See, if you understand science, you understand law, you can attract whatever it is that you desire and you want. You already doing it. You just don't know. You don't know the game. You don't understand spiritual law. This is why I tell women you should, three things you need to know in order to thrive while you are on this planet. Number one, you need to understand spiritual law. For me, that looks like scripture. Good evening and good night. Number two, you need to understand the science of yourself. Stop working against your cycle and get in sync with the 4 phases of your cycle so that your body can start regulating and so that you can start creating the reality that you want. The third thing that's going to be very important if you want to thrive, like I said earlier, is to study. Study your generational lineage, the women specifically, so that you can close those gaps. You're not looking at them from a space of judgment. You need to be looking at them like this is the first time that they doing life too, just like you. So as you assess them from that lens and from that space, you're able to see what the loopholes and the issues was. A lot of y'all think that your curse or the thing that you need to be healing in your family is creating generational wealth. How about y'all heal the curse of low self-esteem? Oh, you didn't think that was a curse? You didn't think that was a curse? Do you not understand that changing of the mind or changing one's mind is exactly what witchcraft actually is? It's the manipulation of the energetics of your mind. It's me being able to make you believe that you are ugly, though it says in scripture that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. Huh? But you focused on the money. That ain't even your mission. See what I'm talking about? You're not listening. You're not paying attention. You're not hearing what it is that you actually are supposed to be doing. But you're too busy judging your mama for the decisions that she made, judging your auntie, judging your grandma, judging them when you need to be learning. Because you are a lemon from that lemon tree, baby. And let you get squeezed. The truth of the juice within you is going to come out. What's in you going to come out. Pressure builds character and it reveals it too. Get into it. So those are the 3 things as a woman you need in order to thrive in this world. Because if not, you're going to be completely off balance. And society is not going to tell you that because they make big business on you being sick, you being stressed. When in reality, you are sick and stressed because there's a lot of supernatural and spiritual violations. Worry is a spiritual violation. It tells you not to be anxious. Why should you not be anxious scientifically? Because it ruins your spleen. It ruins your spleen. Why should you not give anger a foothold? Because it messes up your liver, and your liver has over 300 functions in the body. Oh, you thought you was having them cramps because it is normal? You thought you have cramps every single month. That's normal. You think that's cold energy. Why do you think that they tell you to put a heating pad on? Because heat moves things. Warmth moves things. You got so much coldness in your body that is locked up to the point to where you can't even create. Get into it. See, now we dive into the womb issues. And you were talking to someone who had womb issues for 21 years. I had an irregular cycle for 21 years. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian in 2004 when nobody was talking about it. And guess what? I don't have it now. Ding, 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 ding. They told you couldn't get rid of it, could you? Okay. And I've supported my clients in being able to do the same. A lot of my health reviews or testimonials. I have a client who recently lost 20 pounds. I have a client who's lost almost 50 pounds. I have a client who's lost 70 pounds. I had a client who reversed her liver damage, heart damage. Had another one who corrected her A1C. Everything comes back down to, again, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette, and I am an energetics and identity mentor. And what you don't understand about energetics and identity is that it is very key for you in this life. See, the things that you believe impact your biology, and they influence the way you behave. Belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way you behave. If you don't believe me, think about your friend or think about yourself when you had that pregnancy scare. You really thought you were pregnant, didn't you? You probably were throwing up, sleepy, nose wide open. What happened when you took the test and the test said no? All that stuff stopped. Why? Because the brain is so powerful. The brain does not understand a joke. The brain does not understand that we are just playing. The brain says, oh, we're pregnant, so let's run up everything that we have in the memory storage of what pregnancy symptoms look like, and let's start making the body do that. Hooray! It is the same thing that is happening when you call yourself stupid. See, the brain don't know you playing or you joking. See, this is why it tells you in scripture to capture your thoughts. This is why it tells you in scripture to guard your heart. This is why it tells you to guard your gates, to protect yourself from the lies. From the lies. Okay? So it's insane for you not to become aware of self. And I'm not just talking about self-awareness on a surface level. how you operate, why you do the things you do. I don't care about that. You need soul awareness, and that's what a lot of women are missing. Soul awareness, which is why you are forgotten. You don't know yourself, so how is somebody going to remember you, boo? You're not memorable. You don't even remember to take care of yourself on a daily basis. You don't even remember to make time for you on a daily basis. So how is it that you think that you're going to be unforgettable in somebody else's life? Y'all need to wake up with the delusion. It's crazy work. It's insanity, actually. And we have to wake up from this illusion, because that's exactly what it is. It's an illusion. So that's what some of those power leaks look like. And if we were to go a little bit deeper into these things, you know, the constantly changing of your bios every week because you don't really know who you are and who you're switching to be, trying to pivot. You building multiple offers claiming, you know, to avoid claiming one aspect, one frequency. You got friends who love the old you but can't hold the now you. You got partners who celebrate your ambition but don't mirror your vision. And if we want to go deeper, if we want to really go deeper into this, your body has been trained to believe that performance equals safety. I better go to work and code switch and do this so I can keep my good government job. Let me go up here and work. I better be twice as good as them. You don't realize the programming that put you in position to have your nervous system in consistent anxiousness and overdrive due to your lack of understanding, due to your lack of reprogramming of your mind, due to your lack of retraining of your nervous system. This is why I do the work that I do. This is why I do the work that I do, because everything is centered around your energetics and your identity, because your energy in motion, emotions, your energy in motion makes a difference. See, if you have consistent negative energy in motion flowing around your body, it's attacking your organs. Grief attacks the heart, literally. Worry attacks the spleen, literally. Okay? Everything I give you going to come from scripture, rooted in scripture, backed up by science, and also backed up by psychology. I'm a nerd like that. I just love to know how everything works. Most importantly, I want to know how I work. That was the main thing. That's what this all is about. My spiritual, how I work. And a part of that, the Most High allowed me to have the gifts of being able to see how everything else works, which is why I see through most algorithms in people, in money. I can help you close the gap. That's what I do. That is literally what I do. Okay? I'm not I was born in December, early December. Okay? So the body has been trained that performance equals safety. The body has been trained that proving equals love. If you love me, show me. You want to know how women got into the space of performing? If you love me, show me. It did not start with men. It started at home. It started at home. It started with you only getting love or being told that you're loved after you do something. After something has been done. Hi, love you. Thank you so much for these gifts and these likes. So you feel like proving equals love. And you also feel like options equals protection. Options equals protections. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, right? I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying this in a real way. Options, the reason why I know for sure options for a lot of these women, options equals protection, because it's the same mindset that women have of why they keep a roster. Tell the truth. Like, really think about it for a second. Tell the truth. The reason why you keep a roster is to protect yourself from becoming too heavily invested in one individual. Tell the truth. So the mindset is options equal protection. Okay? Thank you, my love. So these are the things that you pick up when you're in the state of performing, right? But here's the truth. That's not strategy, though. That's actually survival. See, the feminine woman understands that what's hers is hers, so she doesn't have to act in survival mode. She doesn't have to go out looking to create these options to protect her. Right? She doesn't have to go out and create these things. Now, if these things align with her, right, then that's one thing. But to go out there creating options, which is what some people will do. Now, if you just happen to magnetize options to you, that's one thing. See, that's not the same thing. Everybody ain't out here magnetizing options to them. People are out here going seeking and looking and positioning themselves and going do this and going to that to try to get options to protect themselves. And that's the issue at hand. Because feminine women who are in alignment always catch the blessings. We never miss it. We never miss it because we understand that abundance is our birthright. It's always there, which is why we are not attached to things of this world. Which is why we are not transformed by the things of this world, which is why we don't conform to the things of this world. We are transformed by the daily renewing of our mind, the daily understanding of who we truly are. Understanding it, like it says in Genesis, that we have a godlike nature, we have a godlike character, get into it, and I have dominion. See, I'm going to tell you something about us as women. The reason why women naturally are, a lot of us are very competitive when it comes down. We only compete when it comes down to men. That's the main thing. A lot of women like to compete when it comes down to men. But because when we first meet a woman, a lot of us, we position and we operate by a hierarchy. Is she prettier than me? Is she this? Am I smarter than her? This. Whether you say it out loud, this is something that a lot of women automatically do. It is until you come into the full identity of who you are is when you stop doing that. Because I know that I have godlike nature, because I know that I have the Most High's character, because I know I have my own lane, aka dominion, there is no need for me to compare myself to you. There is no need for me to put you on this hierarchical system. There is no need for me to compare myself or to compete with you, which is why I don't compete with women, because I know what's up with me. Do you know what's up with you? Because if you did, you would not be competing with nobody else, especially by no man, because you would understand abundance. You would understand the concept. You would get it. You wouldn't get mad if somebody else got something that you claim that you wanted. You would know that that's not for you. Good evening and good night. But see, y'all so jealous hearted. And this is why I always tell y'all, keep them jealous women away from you. Because jealousy is the seed that leads to the spirit of envy. And the spirit of envy is the one that takes action. The spirit of envy is the one that jumped and came. Good evening and good night. See that little y'all let coveting, which is the smallest thing. See, it starts off with something really simple like, oh, I wish I had that. Coveting. A woman who understands that what's in alignment for her is hers. I don't necessarily need to want that. I only want what is in alignment with me because that is what I can manage. That is what the real me can actually manage. Thank you, love. And I think that's the thing that we don't understand. You're trying to perform, which is why you can't manage all these things. Again, this is not strategy a lot of these women are doing. This is survival. And every time you build from the place of survival, your nervous system gets further and further and further and further and further away from your power. This is why you lack control of self. Again, we're going back to anxiety. Anxiety is rooted in not knowing the outcome and not being able to control the outcome. But here's the reality of how you check your anxiety. And I have supported my clients in not having anxiety anymore. And I'm not a therapist. I'm simply an energetics and identity mentor. See, I understand how to get to the root of these things. The root of your anxiety is the fact that you can't control the outcome or you don't know the outcome. But here's this. Let me put you back on game. Number one, self-control is a fruit of the spirit. You can't control nothing but yourself. And when you understand that, you stop stressing out about stuff you can't control, baby. What I'm worried about it for? Good evening and good night. What I'm going to ruin my spleen for? Good evening and good night over something that I cannot control. For what? And if I call myself to be a believer, the one who can control all things, that's who I'm going to call on. I'm going to drop that off to the Most High. But no, you want to sit in your bed and worry about it. See, this is why y'all end up having issues with men. And you're like, why you want to talk to me and tell me what's going on with you? Men are not women. Women are the communal species. Okay? We are the communal sex. Men are not communal, sweetheart. I implore you to go and find on TikTok the experiment with 10-year-old boys and 10-year-old girls, and they left them in a house by themselves. I want you to see what boys do, which I want you to see what men do, and then I want you to see what girls do. And you will understand the psychology of men and women are not the same, which is another thing that I teach. I teach feminine polarity psychology in my higher level programs. Because you need to understand, if you're going to work with the masculine or be with the masculine, you need to understand that the masculine is not the feminine at all. Thank you, my love. They're not at all. So when you're going to him saying, talk to me, men go and solve problems and then they come back. The reason why they don't want to tell you, because they ain't got time for you to be worried about something that they finna solve. If they don't feel like you can add a solution to what they have going on, why would they come tell you? They don't want to rap with you. You have got to understand, y'all want men to be women so bad, and you wondering why you struggling with them. You don't know yourself. Because if you knew yourself, you would know how you operate to understand that they ain't you. They are not you. And you are missing that. Every time you are building from a space of survival, your nervous system literally gets further and further and further away from you. And I'm going to do this last part when I was talking about my friend going to the speed dating event. I told her, I said, if you know the majority of the people that's going to be in there is women, the majority of the women that's going to be in that room going to be desperate. A lot of the women in that room for speed dating are going to be performing. A lot of those women are going to be trying to do the most to be attention seeking. The best thing that a woman can do if you are going to walk into that experience is to decide that you are going to have a good time. You are not thinking about meeting nobody. Your vibrational state is so high. You're going to be sitting back, kicking, laughing, whatever. Your energy is so powerful. You sitting to yourself that people are going to be drawn to your feminine mystique. Because what's funny? I want to know. Why are you so happy? I want to know. I want in on that. I want some of that. They will come to you. They will come to you. All because you are being yourself. Because how you walk in a room and move a room like that and you ain't even said nothing to nobody. You just came in, the vibes was on, you start dancing, you don't know nobody in the room. This your song, you know you gonna dance. Let me go ahead and let me order that. Let me get this. Let me sit here and eat my food. Let me be cute. Let me vibe. Hey, how y'all doing? Whatever, and go on. People go, what you doing? I want to come be with you. But y'all worried about going to meet somebody when you go out. Please. Can y'all stop? Can y'all focus? What happened to having a good time? Having a good time and being confident is what makes people come up to you. The fact that y'all ain't got no confidence is frying me. It's frying me when you live in a world like this. It is frying me. And I need you to really understand that confidence is nothing but belief in self. And again, belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way you behave. So if you don't believe in self, no one is going to believe in you. So if you don't believe in self, and that's the energy that you bring, then your identity is going to be rooted in the fact that you don't know self. And guess what? When you don't know self, you will settle for a life that is beneath you every single time. Every single time. You will choose the lesser. You will choose the lesser. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes. You will choose the lesser. And it's all because you're not rooted in your identity again, which is why, hence, I am an energetic and identity mentor. Women that come to work with me get 3 specific results. They make more money when they come to work with me, if that's your goal. They attract better partners and friendships and community when they come to work with me because they learn how to become masters of their emotions. And they get healthier when they come to work with me. They either lose weight or get their body back in alignment. I've had clients come to me, child. I'm not a dermatologist, but I have helped women specifically heal their hormonal acne. See, a lot of these things you don't realize is centered around your energetics. You know why you emotionally eat? Because you lack. You lack the emotional maturity or the emotional toolkit necessary to manage your emotions. So you stuff your emotions down with sweets and sugar until you get type 2 diabetes. See, the reason why you feel like you need something sweet is because the body isn't satiated because you don't eat for your organs. You eat to fill up. And this is coming from someone who used to be 100 pounds heavier. So I have no judgment for you. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. Women who tend to have issues around emotional eating or have issues around impulsive behavior, such as quick meals, quick fast food, you got the herb, that's the only thing you don't get. Women who have issues around meals usually have issues around money and usually have issues around men. That's a connection that, and I told y'all I see through all algorithms. So I see patterns. That is a gift that the Most High gave me. I noticed that pattern. And it all is rooted in impulsivity and lack of the ability to manage your energy and emotions. That is why you are impulsive, sweets. That is why you hop, skip, and jump. And you become, enamored with the man in front of you, and you just start losing your mind. You're too impulsive. Impulsive with your money, impulsive with the meals, impulsive with men, and wondering why you continue to keep repeating the same cycle. You are moving out of survival mode. People eat to fill up because they don't feel like they're going to get anything else. Ding, 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 ding. People fill up and stuff themselves because they don't feel like they're going to be able to get this again. If that is not your reality, then why are you conducting yourself like that? Why are you conducting yourself like that? Don't you understand that your body is a temple? Don't you understand that you are a walking vessel? You are a walking messenger. Do you understand that? The society literally tells you that. I'm not even being funny. This whole thing with pretty privilege and how people treat people based on how you look, that's because your presence sends a message. It sends a message. And when a person looks at you and they look at you and they see that you don't take care of yourself, whatever that looks like, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, there is an opening for you to become prey to a parasite. And this is how a lot of you continue to attract these parasitic people into your space. There's an opening. And we just talked about this the other day on live. You do understand when it comes down to evil or demons or any of those things, they require an invitation. Didn't y'all watch Sinners? Now, I knew this way before that. I knew that way before that. But I need you to understand. Do y'all not understand you have to invite evil into your space? I want you to go into scripture and look and see for yourself. When has it ever been a time where the devil has forced himself on anybody? You can click the link in the bio to find out how to work with me, love. I have several options. But I'll talk about it towards the end too. Thank you, my love. But I want you to really think about it. When was the time where the devil ran up on you and said, you're going to do this? So why y'all keep saying the devil busy? The devil is only as busy as you employ him. The devil does nothing but put exactly what you claim that you want on this earth in front of you and allow you to choose your reality. I want to see what you're going to do for it. I want to see what you're going to do to keep it. I want to see how much you're going to compromise yourself to be able to continue to have this because you want it so bad, right? That's exactly what he does. He allow you to choose, allow you to become your own enemy. This is why it tells you in John 10:10 that the enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy. See, y'all thought that was y'all solely going to put that on the devil? Absolutely not, sweetheart. You become your own enemy, sweets. You become your own enemy every time you violate yourself by saying yes to something you need to say no to. You become your own enemy every time you code switch and hide your real identity. You become your own enemy. How do I become my own enemy, Elle? Because you steal. The enemy comes to steal. Steal what? Steal your joy. Steal your joy. Because you can't have joy when you pretending to be somebody else. Get into it. You can't have joy when you are dishonoring yourself. You can't have joy when you are devaluing yourself. There is no joy. What do you mean? What do you mean? That is how you become your own enemy. See, there are not a lot of victims in certain spaces. There are a lot of volunteers. Victims normally require some form of force or coercion. See, a lot of times, nobody even have to convince you to harm yourself. You do it on your own. You become your own enemy. You literally become your own enemy by stealing your own joy. And as long as you steal your own joy, you're going to kill your confidence. And the more you kill your confidence, you're going to get to a point to where you self-destruct. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy you. But the issue at hand is you being your own enemy. Because at the end of the day, this is all about what? Choice. Choices and decisions. Choices and decisions. So if you choose to continue to be in survival mode, your nervous system will push power away. You will continue to add blocks between you and what it is that you really desire and you want. Thank you, my love. That's so cute. And you're missing it. So let's talk specifically about the spiritual law that you're violating. How about that? Because this is where this is coming from. The real reason why, you're forgotten is because you're not felt. And the real reason why you're forgotten is because your friends, your family, all of these people, they just don't, how can I describe it? They don't feel you. They just don't feel you. And it's because you ain't even feeling yourself, if we're being honest. If we're being really honest, if you felt yourself, then you would love yourself. You would love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't love your neighbor as you love yourself. You're trying to love your neighbor more. Your neighbor, i.e. your man. Your neighbor, i.e. your child. Your neighbor, i.e. your mama. Your neighbor, i.e. everybody but you. Why? Aren't you deserving of first pour? Since you the one offering up the juice? Don't you deserve to quench your thirst first? I'm confused. When did we stop doing that? Let's get into what we're violating. You're violating the spiritual law. Every time you delay this collapse, okay? I'm going to talk about specifically the law of divine authority. Now, the law of divine authority is rooted in Luke 17:21, which is the kingdom of heaven is within you. So, which means that you have access to all power, not little power. See, this one I'll be and I'm not knocking nobody's decisions and choices about what they choose to worship for themselves. But this is why I won't lower myself to, I'm just going to worship these little deities. If you're not the end all be all, if you're not my creator, I don't want to rap with you. Because there is really no difference between you and I. I don't want to rap with you. I want to rap with the creator of all things. I want to rap with the one who created everything. Because that's the one who got the real blueprint. All them other folks don't have a full blueprint. And that's my issue. That's my issue. You don't have the full blueprint. And that's what I need. That's what I need to be able to navigate around here. Okay? Because it's very important. When you are in violation of the law of divine authority, this is when you outsource certainty to strategies, people, or pathways that literally can't hold you. You deny the frequency you came here to transmit because you're trying to outsource certainty through strategies, people, and pathways. Let me tell you something. When people come to ask me certain questions, right? And they ask me about crystals and they ask me about different things. And I always have the same answer when I speak on it. Anything where you remove the power from the ultimate source, the creator of all things, the Most High, and you put it in something solely as that is the thing that is doing it, you are outsourcing power. You are outsourcing power when you have power right here. Right here. That's where it starts and ends. And it's funny that this is where it starts and ends because that's where your heart is. And what does it say in scripture? Guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life. Because if it stops, guess what? It's not flowing life. So to have access to all power and to outsource power into something so small, if I said this was keeping me protected, is an insult to the one who created all things. Yes, there may be power in this thing right here, but it is because the creator of all things put power in this thing right here. Not because this on its own is going to support me, help me, move things, do X, Y, Z. This is where the mistake comes in. See, now you're outsourcing certainty. This is what my life, I'm going to be protected because of this. That's how you sound. Now we looking at this and this man-made. This is going to save my life. You're going to have to make it make sense. Exactly. These are tools. They're not meant to be worshipped. They're not meant to be worshipped. And it's not even necessarily an issue because truthfully, if we want to go into it and talk about crystals, then we would have to dive deep. We would have to dive deep into the fact that when they went into the temple Aaron and them, they had to wear the ephod. And the ephod had 9 crystals on it. It had 9 gemstones on it. And each one of those gemstones, okay, I'm sorry, not 9. Was it 9 or 12? Because what's the name got 9? It's another 12. It's another reason why I said 9 is because Satan also has a I don't want to call it an ephod, but he also has something. In his, he has 9. The reason why he has 9 in his is because, one, specifically, he is not allowed to reproduce. The 12 are for the 12 tribes, and one of those tribes specifically speaks about that. So when it talks about having those gemstones, the gemstones and the crystals themselves are not the issue. The issue is the worship, the power that you are giving it as if it is your end all be all. That is where the issue comes into play. And a lot of people really don't realize that. Thank you for Faith for saying that too with the 12. Because I was like, wait, 9 is for Lucifer. Lucifer had 9. But you can go do your research on that to find out the information, okay? But the point is, when we're violating the law of divine authority, you're outsourcing, you're assured of this is going to happen for you if you do this. This is going to happen if you do this. This is what this says. And this is why I should do X, Y, Z. This is why even when we have conversations, hey, my love, and we talk about the astrological system, which is in scripture, okay? But here's the thing about that. The astrological system, the calculations are off because originally there are actually 13 months and there are things that are missing, which is why the astrological system is not supposed to lead your life, but it does tell a story. It does tell a story, and it does tell a story of the pathway of us coming through here. But it is not meant to lead your life because the calculations are off. How do you know the calculations are off? I wish I had my notebook next to me, and I could tell you the exact fallen angel who taught astrology to the women of the world. Okay? Astrology is low-level heaven knowledge. It's not even high-level heaven knowledge. So the angel that actually taught the astrological system did not even have the fullness of the knowledge because that particular angel only worked on a specific level. Go ahead and check out the, here you go. You want to know? There you go. Right there. That's how you're going to know. The oldest text right there. That's how you're going to know. It's all in there. It's all there. So the things that we know, even when it comes down to the angel who taught, we're not supposed to know the path of the clouds. Meteorology is the path of the clouds. An angel taught the path of the clouds. So all of y'all having conversations saying, yeah, they doing stuff to the weather. Yeah, because they know knowledge that they're not supposed to know. Good evening and good night. Now you are understanding why the Most High is saying everything really ain't your business. See, when stuff gets in the hand of man, and all power comes to corrupt, that's what happens. This is how people took over the wealth, because they used the knowledge while being silent. Again, another power to what I talked about earlier. They used silence while they were doing all these things in the background, using all these things in the background. Wake up. Get to know your creator for yourself. I saw a TikTok, an Instagram live where a lady was saying, get in God's face and stay there. And she's correct. Get in the Most High's face and stay there and get to know yourself so you can start seeing things for what they are. And you can create the reality that you truly desire so you don't have to perform. So people will actually feel you because why you are being your authentic self. Authenticity gets you in the room. Character keeps you in the room. Never forget that. Authenticity gets you in the room. Character keeps you in the room. So though you may be gifted, though you may be original, though you may be awesome, if you are not rooted in that character, you ain't going to be able to stay in that room because eventually it's going to be a fallout. And one thing about the enemy likes to yank the rug from under you. That's the one thing that the enemy will do, yank the rug from under you so you fall real hard when you hit the ground. And he does it in such a way to where everyone is going to see it. Because you need to be so embarrassed that you are so ashamed that you want to yourself, because that's exactly when the enemy start playing the mind games. When did the enemy pop up on Messiah again? When Messiah was real weak? Huh? You ever pay attention to who come into your life in the weak hour? You better start. You better start paying attention if you haven't been. Because now is the time for you not to be aware of what's coming in and out of your life. Okay? But here's the thing, like I said again, when you're in violation of the law of divine authority, You outsource certainty to strategies, people, and pathways that literally can't hold you. And you literally deny the frequency that you came here to transmit. You deny the assignment that you came here to actually do, that has the proper aligned monetization path for you attached to it. You settle for a 9 to 5 where you making a whole lot of money, but you stressed out and you got to give your womb up because you didn't outwork yourself to where your womb is like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're in trouble. We got issues. Okay? All because you are denying yourself. That's a real thing. Your business reflects it. Your clients feel it. Your friendships mirror it. Because the field, your energy field. In fact, the universal algorithm. Let's talk about it. The Most High created the universe. The universe is the largest responder. It is the greatest algorithm of all time. It is the algorithm that social media mimics, Wall Street mimics, all of these things. It understands, it's the study of understanding the universe, right? Which is a creation of the Most High. What you need to understand is that the universal algorithm is not going to reward perfection. It is going to reward the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are in your thoughts, the truth of who you are in your energy, the truth of who you are in your actions, the truth of who you are in your effort, and how you deal with your money, how you deal with yourself. You get a return on your investment. What do you mean you don't believe in manifestation, baby? You're manifesting every single day. You just ain't paying attention. That's why you hate your life. That's why it's not what you thought it was going to be. Because again, the algorithm, the universal algorithm does not reward perfection. It reflects purity of the source. It reflects the purity of who you are. It reflects the realness of who you are. It is not going to take what you do for the gram. Don't care nothing about that, baby. It's going to be the truth. See, when it says in scripture, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he. You are the source of the field that you lead. You are Simon, and everyone is doing simply what you say with your actions. So if you're wondering why people are not taking care of you, Simon, does Simon say it's important for you to take care of yourself? Oh, no? Then Simon cannot tell anyone else. Okay? Simon cannot tell anyone else what to do. Because it doesn't matter what Simon says. Hello? Every single time. Every single time. You need to understand that you are the source of the field that you lead. You are the line leader in your life experience. And when you fragment your own frequency, okay, by outsourcing clarity, diluting your brilliance to fit into expectations of other people, or holding yourself back to be in a relationship, you are violating spiritual law. You are violating spiritual law that your authority must be self-originated, not borrowed. See, a lot of y'all are out here on borrowed energy. And when I say borrowed energy, I'm talking about the things that you want, the things that you claim you desire. All of that stuff comes from programming. It ain't really what you even want. It's not even what you want. Y'all are always saying that I want princess treatment because I've seen a girl get 50 million roses and this and that. But you don't know that he knocking her head between a washer and dryer at night. You don't know. You don't know. And then on top of that too, does princess treatment really equate to you getting 1,000 roses? Or does it mean that you have a partner in this life that supports you, that is stable and that is secure? Y'all don't be knowing what y'all want and y'all be trying to figure out why you get what you get. Ma'am, you're not clear. Hello? You're not clear. Yet, you are the source of your energy field. You, beloved. You. Okay? So this means you can't lead from patchwork of approval, relationships, or performance. This means that you can't build influence on strategies that operate beneath your frequency. This means you must anchor your power in divine authority, okay? Your sovereign essence first. First. That part, I used to hate not getting flowers. No one understood why. I used to be really frustrated, right, with men. This is a long time ago. I used to be really frustrated with men when men wouldn't give me flowers and whatever the case may be, right? And how I combated that and fixed that was I started buying myself flowers. And because I bought it's a tradition weekly to have fresh flowers. people who interacted with me saw how much I love flowers. And I have so many vases now because people always buy me flowers. For my birthday, my mother didn't start that tradition until she started to realize how much I love flowers. So every birthday with my cake and everything she do, she buys me flowers. When people want to celebrate me and do things, they buy me flowers. Because I see myself as a flower. I see myself as walking art. Y'all know I talk about, I believe that all women are muses. So you are a source of inspiration. I inspire people to invest in me, and one way is for them to give me more flowers, right? So, but I started that trend, and I set that frequency as my standard. And I stopped relying on other people to do it. And when I pulled my energy back into myself, everybody started doing it without me even having to ask. And I think women don't realize, like I said, you don't realize the power in your feminine energy and in your essence. And if you're not realizing that and you're not experiencing that, then it's time for you to return to yourself. You need to come back into obeying the law of divine authority. You have the kingdom of heaven within you, according to Luke 17:21. Okay? Everything that we talked about today is what we go over and we work through the nervous system recalibration and emotional regulation week 1 in the Muse Activator. Okay? So when the Muse Activator is a 6-week program that I'm actually going to extend to an 8-week program, because my clients was like, the other night when we were meeting, they were like, this is so good. Are we going to be able to keep going? And I was like, I think I'm actually going to extend the program to 8 weeks because it's such a powerful program, and they're getting such, Erin is in the program, the one you see right here. So they're getting so much from the program that they're like, okay, yes, we need this to be a bit extended. So I'm extending it out for 8 weeks. It is a program where I literally support you in activating your inner muse. And when I say activating your inner muse, I believe that all women are muses. A muse, by definition, is a source of inspiration. How are you inspiring people with your presence? I inspire people to invest. Muses inspire people to invest, right? Because they're art. You know how much money people pay for art? You know how valuable art is? Just imagine if you saw yourself as walking art. Just imagine if you carried yourself as walking art. Just imagine if you had the energy of high-level investment coming from your pores, just oozing off of you. I have had men to say this, and my clients have had men to say this at work, but you make a man want to take care of you, not because I demand, but my essence screams value. My essence screams asset. My presence brings forth a lot. And that requires investment. And the key word in investment is invest, just like the key word in investigation is invest. So when people invest in you, they investigate you, and then they invest in you. Okay? So it's very important and very vital that you really grasp that. And if they are investigating and they are investing in you, then guess what? That means that they are intrigued by you. Which means if they are intrigued by you, you have made a what? Impression. And if we're able to make impressions, then we can create impact. And if we can create impact, then we can imprint. And if we can imprint, then we can get income. It is the exact same thing when it comes down to business. Everything I teach you, you literally can apply in life, business, and relationships. This is why we don't do the split of personality. We don't do the split. I'm here, I'm the wife, I'm this, you're you. And we need to get grounded in you. Okay? So, if you are in a space where you need community and you want to be a part of the Muse Activator, the Muse Activator currently right now is $2,000. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. If you are not ready for the Muse Activator, and it's a link in the bio for you to be able to get it. If you are not ready for the Muse Activator, but you want to be in the space to be able to work with me, I have the Sacred Feminine League. The Sacred Feminine League, we met last night. The Sacred Feminine League is $197 a month. Okay? You can click the link in the bio to be able to sign up. As soon as you sign up, you're going to get access to the information in our Telegram group. I love our little Telegram group because we be in there talking. And I love having the Sacred Feminine League because it's like a center of return. Faith is in the Sacred Feminine League. I can't remember who else is in here. If y'all are in here and you're in the league, let the people know in the comments. Yes, definitely in the league. So you have to understand that community is going to be very important. There's only so much that I can say on these apps without me getting banned or getting in trouble. Yes, all my boos in here. Okay, so all my boos in here from the Sacred Feminine League, and you feel free if you like, because I'm one of those types. If you want to, let me not say that. Are y'all okay with people inboxing y'all, asking y'all about the Sacred Feminine League, so they know I'm not a fake and I'm not a phony for those who are brand new here who are seeking community? Because I understand a lot of people are being scammed, and before you invest, I don't mind you investigating. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you know you moving properly, I don't mind you going to ask my clients what's up. Y'all can, if you want to know about the Muse Activator, you can ask Erin. If you want to know about working with me in general, one-on-one as well, you can ask Kendra right here, plant-based. You can ask her. You can ask whoever you want. Ask whoever you want. I am not afraid of you going to ask them. I want you to make sure that when you're coming into this experience, whether it's the Sacred Feminine League or it's the Muse Activator, you are very clear on what you want. Okay? The Muse Activator is a bit more high level. The Muse Activator is for embodiment. The Sacred Feminine League is for you to return and get rooted in self. We had our first session last night. The session last night was absolutely amazing. We went through the information that we were going to talk about, and then afterwards we talked about the things that were happening in the world. I gave specifics about certain things that they could be doing at this point in time. And I also offered myself to them, or my Rolodex, my Rolodex of resources, should they need anything or need me. It's very important right now that you have community and you have people with resources. So some of these communities, I'm going to be very honest with you, it's gonna be a big slowdown. And here, I'm telling you now, it's gonna be a big slowdown with people giving out free information online. People are gonna really start gatekeeping a whole lot more. They're gonna start putting it behind a paywall. I'm telling you. So position yourself to get into the right community, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, if you're not prepared for community, I have 2 courses. If you need to figure out how to make money, you need to get the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint. There are some women in this live who bought the Wealth Magnetic Blueprint, who love it, who've been able to utilize it. One of my clients that's in the Sacred Feminine League, she was talking about, she started off with the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint, and she said how much it really supported her in understanding relationships. If you have an attachment style, you need to get the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint, because when you take love in the nervous system, all that's going to be a wrap. Because again, you are not supposed to be attached to things of this world. Other human beings are attachments. If you get attached to a human being, that's still of this world. You're not here to be attached to that. People die every day, B. Okay? I bought the alignment bundle and it helped me write my first book. Yes, I remember the alignment bundle. That was Bay. The alignment bundle is and I don't offer it anymore, but I don't offer it anymore in that format. But that's a product that literally earned me about $25,000 alone, because that was a very, very powerful product. It really supported you in getting yourself in alignment. A higher version of that would be the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint. Because in the alignment bundle, I taught you how to get yourself in alignment. No more excuses. In the Magnetic Wealth bundle, there's no excuses why you should not be magnetizing wealth. That is what Erin started. Sure is. That's what Erin started. And I remember that Erin started with the alignment bundle. And I remember when she told me, she said, I want to work with you. I remember her telling me, I remember like it was yesterday. It was 2022, I think. And she was like, I'm going to work with you. She was like, I don't have it right now, but I know I'm about to manifest this money. Not too long after that, she ended up getting a check in the mail exactly for the amount that she needed to get the bundle for. She got the bundle, she got herself, then she ended up getting a different position, and she ended up investing in a higher level program. Erin has been with me literally for 3 years, and she is doing her thing. I don't want to get too far. Like, go follow her. She be doing her thing. I love me some Erin, okay? She's been with me for years. And then my clients tend to come back and repeat as well. And I really appreciate that because that says a lot about how their lives have shifted and changed. So my clients normally really move up. Okay, so what's in the magnetic wealth bundle is wealth alchemy, love in the nervous system. I want to say deconstruct and refill your cup masterclass where they supported Delilah in getting 9 clients in like 10 days is in there. Income to intelligence to income. You're going to learn how to package your intelligence into a high level product so you can sell it in there. You're also going to learn how to create passive income in there. Get passively paid is in there as well. So I think it's like 5 or 6 courses that's in there, and that's the majority of them. The wealth alchemy, love in the nervous system, your feminine design, and I'm sorry, the other 2 that I just named. But it's about 6 courses. My goal is to come back after the season of trials. I miss everyone. Girl, we miss you, girl. We know you coming, and we know it's not going to be long. We know you coming. It's not going to be long. Kendra is my client that used the quiz that was in Monetize Like a Muse. And Monetize Like a Muse. And that supported her in getting her first client in a couple of weeks. It's a $10,000 quiz in there that really supports you in streamlining and getting yourself together, so you can make this moolah. Because you should not be broke out here. I'm for real. You just shouldn't. You have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. You have to unlock that. If you get the magnetic wealth blueprint, that will support you in unlocking that. Because truth be told, you need money and community. Where we going? Money, community, money, community, money, community. If you ain't got both, it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little something. But if you can build at least one, you gotta at least build one of them strong. You need to have money or you need to have strong community. Okay? For real. Oh, please send me one. Okay. I love it. I'm taking course through her teachings work. Thank you so much, my love. And look, she coming. Look, Faith, I know you coming. I already know. I know y'all coming into the Muse Activator. I'm excited. And then I also have my highest level offer, which is the Ascending Muse. That is a one-on-one private offer. It's a 5-figure offer. So you can click the link in the bio to get access to any of these things. All my courses and my high-level programs, you can get with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. You cannot get the Sacred Feminine Lead with Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm, if I'm not mistaken, because it is monthly. It is a monthly $197. You are going to get 2 live sessions, 2 video drops, consistent communication when we have our own personal Telegram group, just like we do with the Muse Activator, and it is absolutely amazing. So if you're wanting to get in community with like-minded women, and let me tell you something about being in community with like-minded women, we put each other in the room. See, I get put in rooms by being connected, and I make sure other women get put in rooms. If there's someone who I know needs your products and services, I'm going to tell them about you. I'm going to send them to you directly. I'm going to make sure you get that money. So, what questions do you guys have for me, if any, okay, about what we talked about today? You can click the link in the bio, or just in general. You can click the link in the bio to get access to any of my products or my services. So, yeah. That was amazing masterclass for everyone. Thank you so much. And also click the link in the bio to be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I have a lot of amazing content over there. I am going to tell you this. It's only so much that you're going to be able to get from the free content and the free lives and those things. You need the accountability, and you need someone that is going to be working directly with you to make sure these things get done. Because if you could do it on your own, it would already be done. It'll be up. Faith. And then I'll put it in a Telegram too for y'all once it goes up. Okay? Any questions that you may have around my scope of work, or around anything we talked about today, any of the products and services? I love Serenity Glow was such a good class. I might have to bring that back out of retirement. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one and Mastering Your Emotions the Feminine Way, I might bring them 2 back out of retirement. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But Serenity Glow was definitely that girl. Very, very powerful. Very, 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 very powerful class. I remember that like it was yesterday. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm about to go. I need to cook me something to eat. So that's what I'm about to. I'm about to make something to eat so I can hit my little protein goal, child. Because they wearing me thin with this protein goal. I seen a girl on TikTok saying, I'm tired of eating this. She was eating like ground beef. I be eating ground lamb. Child, I'm tired. But I'm keep going because I got goals. And I'm going on a trip too. Another one in a couple of weeks. So I'm trying to be right in my life. All right, y'all. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Click the link in the bio. That's me eating these chickpeas. Girl, I had some chickpeas the other day, too. Click the link in the bio. And let me know if you have any questions or any concerns. Everything should be up there. And I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all have an amazing evening. Peace, y'all.